Yes.
It's like what's going on? It's like interesting.
Mm.
Oh yeah, it was interesting. Yeah,
And it's it's good to kind of see what the council sort of looks like as well, because it was mentioned in the first episode, but we didn't get to see who was in the council, and then having that flashback as well into how into what the agreement was between Nick Fury and the Skrulls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
99.
I said.
But it does seem like these scrolls are in like high positions.
Yeah, that the fact that they managed to infiltrate sort of,
Oh, yeah.
Secretary General,
NATO and the Prime Minister.
Madam Prime Minister. Yeah, wow. But yeah, it does seem like the council doesn't fully agree on what's happening.
Mm. Yeah,
I mean,
their approach to how they wanted to find a new home, and how they wanted to proceed with that, because Gravik is obviously frustrated that they still hadn't found this new home, this new planet, because of the snap, sort of having interrupted that.
yeah, so it's like it's all following what's happened beforehand, and it's like a lot of the back end or like political stuff of Marvel that we didn't really touch on much until like recently with the other Marvel shows, like even with Cap
Yeah, even with
the Winter Soldier one
Soldier.
was also like quite political, like the whole political background and all these stuff in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was good to have that.
So it's good to have that, like the mystery to it.
Mm.
It was War Machine as well.
Rhodey.
Rhodey as well. He's a colonel now.
Oh, it's kind of yeah.
And he fired Nick Fury.
Oh, yeah, fine, okay.
Yep. And he does mention the suit, like he wants a carpet.
And the fact that he's gotten to such a high position as well himself. So
Yep.
Yeah.
And the knockoff Armani suit.
What position was he? Did he end up playing?
Colonel.
Colonel.
Oh yes. Yeah, no.
But he's also like a security advisor, I think, to the president. So
But there's a theory going on that Rhodey may be a Sprout.
Well, in a spy show kind of like this, I think there would be a lot of theories everywhere. And in a way, I guess you could sort of say that. But then you could say that about everyone. Like, does Nick Fury even know that the wife is a Skrull? Like, we just figured it out at the end there. So
yeah.
Because there's apparently a lot of clues that suggest that Rhodey could be a Sprout.
Yep. And usually all the clues could be wrong. That's why it's a theory.
So Rhodey calls Nick Fury Nick, but so have others. Carpet bombing Slovakia is War Machine. Another clue. Rhodey knew about the Sprouts, so he knows a lot of stuff, huh?
He does know a lot.
But he also did mention how he knew as well.
Rhodey fires Nick Fury, which actually helps the Sprouts, so that's a big one.
Yeah, and everyone knew that he was on Saber.
Yeah.
And he also wanted to call the Avengers, like, quite it. So yeah, it's a lot of questions. Like, this show is like asking a lot of questions right now. What the heck is going on?
Yeah, that's right.
And they have like 4 episodes left to do it.
And to what extent the Skrulls have, sort of infiltrated, because it looks like at first they thought it was just like a refugee component, of the Skrulls that were there.
Yeah.
But it looks like they all decided to come to Earth. You know,
Yeah, like every single one of them. Like
decided
Talos lied to him, and
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 Talos
yeah,
was the
you
one who
could
called.
kind of yeah, Talos did that, and you could kind of see that Nick Fury is quite frustrated now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
after everything, it's I think he's like blaming himself. Like even after the talk with Rhodey after that, it's like he had a fight with not only Talos in this episode, but also with Rhodey.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he's like blaming himself. Like again, it's like kids fights.
Mm. Mm.
So yeah, it's a lot of pressure on him, and he wants to get down to the bottom of it. It's definitely not the Nick Fury that we know
Mm.
as like the leader.
Mm. I mean,
There's a
that's
lot of things that he doesn't seem to know now.
mm.
He was the leader of the Avengers, right, Nick Fury?
Yes,
Really?
well, he helped form the Avengers because he was the one who sort of called all of them together
Yeah,
and formed
Yep.
the Avengers really.
it was in like all the post-credit scenes. You
Yep. And he
know,
was one of the big heads of Shield before Shield infolded with Hydra and all that.
I don't know.
He was, yeah, he and Tony Stark, his father, the senior, were instrumental in creating Shield.
Oh, Shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now everything is Shield is gone, kind of. I mean, it seems like Shield is still around in some way.
Hmm.
this is a
But
big.
then there's all these other ones like Sword and also Saber.
Yeah, we don't know much about Saber yet. At least it's mentioned here, but it's not fully, explored yet what exactly he was doing there. And yeah.
Yeah, because the first mention of Saber was actually in episode 1.
Hmm.
If you do not count the trailer for the Marvels movie.
Hmm.
Because in the Marvels movie, it clearly says Saber Space Station, so
Yeah.
clearly something happens.
Hmm.
He gets back somehow and he's part of Saber again. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
This is a big review. This one, Nick Fury is married to a Skrull.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that girl was a Skrull.
You see,
Yeah.
and so this actually casts him in a very different light. So if you look back, because he's been married for a long time now, since 1997, or maybe a bit after that.
So maybe Fury knows that she's a Skrull? We don't really know.
Well, they met when she first brought the refugees in
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
introduced him to Gravik. So they've known each other. They might have already been sort of together at that time,
Yeah.
like,
That is possible, yeah.
because they already seem quite close.
And let's also possibly, if we're going off this theory that Nick Fury does know that she's a Skrull,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that
Yes.
he's really good friends with Talos. Like their relationship with each other before the fight, they were like quite close. And Talos, he does say that he doesn't easily trust anyone.
Yeah.
But he trusts Fury.
Yeah, that's right. So this was back in 97, so already, during that time.
And then Fury disappeared for 5 years. And then even after he came back, he went to Saber. Didn't want anything to do with the world. So you can see the frustration there. And you could kind of see the struggle. They really do like this. It's like really showing all of the aspects of like I guess not just a standard superhero show where it's like knock out the bad guys. Like you actually see the frustration and you kind of feel it as well. Like how is Nick Fury feeling right now after like fighting with like practically his best friend Talos? And even with Rhodey, who helped out a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he's good friends with Rhodey too, so it's just, yeah, it's just, I think that after the snap, he did change, and that's what everyone felt as well, you know.
And I guess as well, he does also mention even more of the past where him growing up, it's already like humanity was already like fighting against each other, or like the racism, I guess you could say, against the black people in America.
So he already grew up in that sort of environment, and that's why he knew it wouldn't work with you know, the Skrulls living on Earth. You know, they probably had considered Earth as a place to be their new planet, um to live with the humans. I think they were open to living with the humans, and had sort of wanted to do it because they'd felt safe there with Nick Fury there. But he didn't think that was such a good idea because of the way that humanity is.
Exactly. Like
He felt that
other people didn't currently still do not tolerate each other, so that's a big problem.
Yeah, because it's not a tolerant enough society that, you know, the Skrulls couldn't appear as themselves. They couldn't live as themselves. They were still better off with having their own planet where they could appear as themselves, rather than having to disguise themselves as human just to be, you know, accepted.
Yeah. But then I guess Talos also didn't really know that, and when he called everyone in,
He wasn't thinking, oh, you know, I think he was just going, oh, well, this is the safest place for them at the time because they were being hunted across the galaxy.
Yep, and as well, they were not living in the world at the time, so they wouldn't know all of the issues.
They
with
didn't
even
know
everyone.
enough really about Earth at the time, or
Yeah.
about humans. They were just looking for like the safest place they could be while they were fleeing the Kree. So I think that at the same time they, you know, sort of naively think, even Gravik is a bit naive in thinking that this could work. You know, that Earth would be the best place for them, because the reality is that, you know, it's going to be just as hostile. You know, the humans could be just as hostile towards them as the Kree. You know, like what Shirley was saying is that this is, you know, it was actually, you know, getting involved in the war with the Kree that which they lost, which made them refugees in the first place. So if they go to war with the humans, the same thing could happen again, and they'd be back to square one, essentially.
Yeah, but this time it does seem like those who do follow tend to be a bit more aggressive, and as like with some of the councils, it's like they're not even showing any remorse. Like 2,000 people dies. Like, do you even feel anything? Like, really? Like, he killed 2,000 people.
Yeah.
But then I guess that's also the reason why the girl who didn't agree just left.
2,000. Well, yeah, maybe he thought 2,000 is a small price to pay, you know. I mean, there's a million Skrulls currently on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but essentially from what we kind of say in those sort of situations is that even though he does have some sort of a plan, or he does have some sort of mission in a way, that it's essentially extremist.
Yes.
And the way that he's doing it, yeah, is really extreme and way out there and crazy. No one should ever do this, but someone like him, he doesn't show any remorse, so he just does it. And that's scary. That's like a mark of a proper villain.
Although he wouldn't think of himself as a villain.
Probably.
I mean, in
Like-
his mind, he's doing it for his people, you know, it
Yes.
can be done, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
He thinks in a very similar way, actually, as say somebody like Eric Killmonger is the same way. You know, he thinks he's doing the right thing. And, you know, even if, you know, the motives aren't, you know, necessarily a selfish one. It's not necessarily just for himself. He's doing it for other people, for his people. But the way they go about it, you know, is the problem.
It's the problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does seem like a lot of the Marvel villains seem to follow that trend.
Yeah.
Even Killmonger, as you said.
Yeah.
Who else? The terrorist group in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, for one, as well.
Yeah. I mean,
Thanos. Thanos was right.
Thanos.
mm,
Yeah, he had a goal on him to like wipe like half of
mm,
everyone, to like have more resources and everything. Yes,
mm,
but then when everyone came back, that caused even more problems when everyone came back. That's why the whole Thanos was right thing came about. And yeah, it's like it's the theme of some of these Marvel villains where you could kind of relate to them in that sort of way. It's like they're not villains, but you could actually sort of
mm,
see their motives and the reasoning behind it.
mm.
And some of the reasoning does sound kind of okay, but then the way that they do it is not.
Or even, you know, the Baron that we sort of saw pop up again with you know, the Winter Soldier and Falcon series.
Yeah.
Who, you know, wants to destroy the serum and wants to destroy everyone who's had the serum. You know, it's, you know, again, quite, you know, extremist in the way he goes about things.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely extremist.
he blames the Avengers essentially for or anyone who has that sort of power because of what happened in Sokovia. You know, he blames the destruction of his country.
Yeah, there's a Sokovia Accord. So it does seem like Marvel is not only building a proper universe, they're actually bringing a lot of real world sort of situations and elements. That's why all the politics came into us. Like, this is all happening on the inside when we're just seeing all of the superheroes fighting everyone and winning. But on the inside, we're just like broken. But yeah, it's a really good show in that way. It's like, and you could also see that Gaia is kind of like questioning as well.
She's conflicted.
She's
Yeah.
conflicted, I think, because she's also wanting to know more about what his plans are because she's you know, unsure exactly what he's really up to. He hasn't told her everything. Like it sort of makes you a bit intrigued into what, you know, Dalton, Dr. Dalton is doing. Like what is she looking for with this DNA? You know, Ravik has sent one of his guys to look for things. But what exactly was he looking for?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
I'm pretty sure she'll change sides. That's quite obvious.
Kind of, yeah, because you can kind of see that he doesn't like some of the stuff that is happening.
Yeah.
And was she the one who called about the safe house? Because this safe house was compromised when they drove past us.
True.
The only person that we see like that could have done was Gaia, who was outside the car calling someone in Russian. And then when they drove past, like, how is this safe house compromised?
Yeah. Because, you know, how did what was it? Yeah. I mean, Olivia Colman's character. I can't remember her character's name.
Yeah, I don't remember it either, but she
But
does play an interesting part with like that
she's
interesting
like an
torture.
MI6 type agent, like very MI6. And yeah, so she manages to get, valuable information out.
Yep. And it does seem like she will
Okay.
play a big part in the series because she's one of the leading cast
Hmm.
that's credited.
Yes, that's right.
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke.
No, Olivia Colman's character.
No, Olivia
Oh,
Colman.
okay.
She was the one who
Who did the torture?
Oh,
basically tortured.
That one.
Olivia Colman. She looks a bit familiar.
She played the queen in The Crown.
Oh, the Queen in the Crown.
Yep.
The
And then now she tortures a scroll.
Queen
Yeah.
torturing the that guy who eventually got shot anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she
Gravik
escapes.
Yeah, Gravik didn't believe him, so
She's the queen.
In the Crown
Oh.
series.
Oh.
I haven't seen The Crown yet, but yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Good actress.
Mm.
Really played the part quite well.
Mm.
Bit
I have
quirky.
seen her before. I think it was in The Night Manager, which is a John le Carre series, which incidentally starred Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki. So they've acted
Nice.
together before. She has acted with like someone who was in Marvel as well. So I
Well,
kind of almost feel like she belongs in this universe too.
Yeah. But then a lot of other characters have been in like multiple universes.
Yeah.
Like 3 characters in this show were part of the Star Wars universe
Hmm.
in
And also
some
the
way.
Game of Thrones actors too.
Oh,
Like,
Emilia Clarke
Yeah.
is obviously the
Amelia Kit Harington, who was in
That too,
The
yes,
Eternal.
the Games of Thrones people. So
Oh, yeah.
they're in like several universes.
Yeah, so interesting.
Yeah, Amelia's Clarke's
Richard Madden.
character didn't really do too well in the Star Wars universe.
Oh, in Rogue One.
Mm.
Oh, she
No.
No, not Rogue One. The
Solo.
Solo.
She
Solo.
was in Solo. She was in Solo.
Mhm.
She worked with Darth Maul.
Yeah, Ben Mendelsohn was in Rogue One.
Oh,
Yeah, and Ben Mendelsohn has been in Star Wars too. So he probably knows Amelia a little bit already.
And Sam Jackson, of course, we know is Mace Windu.
Yeah. So
Or
he
The
was
Nick
Jedi.
Fury.
he was one of the Jedi Council too. So
Yeah.
interesting to see this sort of cross universe.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
What?
what?
Nicholas Fury. Even though he is out, he is still in.
That's his line.
That was a good line.
Out and still in.
Even when I'm out, I'm still in. Yeah.
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 Because he's Nick Fury.
Yeah.
It's still
That's really him.
I think
That's what makes him Nick Fury,
Yeah, that's definitely what makes him Nick Fury. And he like earns it.
Mm.
Even though he was fired.
I think Jennifer had a question just now. How old is he? Well, let's see. I think this one says he is 70 years old in Secret Invasion.
Interesting.
75 years before Secret Invasion 2025 setting. He was born because of the blip that you have to subtract 5 from
Years.
75.
Yeah.
So he's 70, even though
Well, we know he was a child during the 50s when segregation was still around, and
Yeah, when the color was still separated as well from like the whites.
yeah, he had to ride in a colored car in trains and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
just, yeah. So it would have been he would have lived in a time when segregation
He's
was
actually 74 though.
the actor is 74. Yes.
so close enough to his real
Close
age.
enough. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But then again, he would have lived through those periods
Yeah.
in real life as well.
Yeah, he would have lived through it.
Mm.
And that's the reason why he would have preferred, the Skrulls to find a new planet.
Yeah, because he already knew how it felt to be segregated.
Yeah. He thought that if they were to live on Earth, they wouldn't really be happy here either, because they wouldn't really be tolerated. They'd be discriminated against.
Yeah, humans don't even tolerate each other. That was the whole
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
Well,
Let alone an alien species. Like that's just
More or less two
someone who
species,
isn't even
yes, of course.
someone who isn't even human,
Yeah.
let alone a completely different species.
Yeah.
Completely right.
And he's right, of course. It's just that Graphic doesn't realize that, won't accept that, and thinks, yeah, we'll just take over Earth. But it's, yeah.
Well, Gravik can see that it's happening as well. He just wants to accelerate the process.
He wants to start his own war, yeah.
Yeah. Like he wants to start the war so they could take over.
Mhm.
And for them, it doesn't really matter if, again, as I said, if the Earth is nuclear, because they could withstand it.
Mhm.
Because like where's their base right now? Like no human would go there because it's radioactive.
Yeah.
But they could withstand it because they're Skrulls. And they could handle the radiation.
Mhm.
Well, Gravik's thinking's pretty logical because human beings through the ages, as a species, we are singly preservative, but as a species, we're just what completely
Intolerant.
yeah, but like yeah, where more than that, I'll think of it in a second.
Mm.
When yeah, I can't think of the word. Yeah, where we basically just helping on just destroying ourselves.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the case of the world wars and everything.
Destructive.
Yeah, they destroy each other from the inside.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, as we could see that not all the Skrulls agree with that either.
Yeah.
But we're
Because-
completely genocidal. Yeah.
Good word.
Oh yeah, good word. Good genocide. Like he wants to commit the ultimate genocide.
yeah.
Okay.
Should we get to our scores, or is there anything else you can
Yeah.
say? Yeah.
Oh, there's a few things that came up on the screen when Gaia was sort of pulling up,
Yeah. I was gonna show that because it's
Yeah,
got.
that's is there like a screenshot of that? Because
I got
I
it.
feel like that's an Easter egg that we sort of didn't really mention, where you could see Groot, you could see
Oh yeah, like
Frost Giant,
Groot,
Or
the
what's-
Frost
what was it
thing,
called?
and
Black
something Color Obsidian.
This one?
Yeah,
Frost Beast,
that's
sorry,
that
Frost
one.
Beast called Obsidian and Groot. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it all definitely confirms Group's planet of origin there. Planet something. Planet B or something.
So she was looking at that because I don't know, was it because she was looking into what Dr. Dalton was researching?
Well,
Yep,
it was
probably.
they're trying to obtain samples from various species with significant power.
Yeah.
So beings like Cowl Obsidian from Infinity War, Frost Beast from Thor Dark World, Groot from his time on Earth.
Mm.
So they're looking at DNA samples from powerful MCU species.
Because I think Braden had mentioned while he was being tortured that Dalton was trying to work on making them stronger, I guess
Yeah.
it's a way to prepare them for the war.
So I guess that's why he's looking at this DNA from all these powerful species.
Yeah.
Maybe
But is
splicing
it to
together.
make them stronger? Is it? We're not actually too sure.
It's his
Sure.
understanding of it, but he doesn't really know. Like because
Or
not
maybe because that was part of the trailer.
Well, he's trying to upgrade the Skrulls' power for his invasion, I guess.
they do need to be stronger to I mean
Yeah.
that's true.
To upgrade themselves, right? Upgrade the Skrulls.
We need to include this extra DNA that might make them stronger.
And also there's something called the harvest. They mentioned something called the harvest. So building the machine that utilizes these DNA samples to make themselves stronger. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see more of that.
Yeah, so the places that they hit so far were apparently empty.
Yeah, but they couldn't find the exact thing that I guess they wanted.
But now Olivia Colman's character knows the name of the Daltons, which were the researchers.
Yeah. No,
Rosa Dalton.
Yeah, that machine that was lighting up. What was that machine being used for?
I think that's what we were talking about. It's
Harvest.
probably the harvest or the DNA sort of
Of the
Yeah,
sampler
what,
thing.
for testing DNA or extrapolating it, or
I don't know, extracting them maybe.
Stealing them, we don't really know.
That's
Yeah.
But essentially that's why they're like hitting those facilities to
yeah,
get the DNA.
yeah.
okay.
But so far, I guess they're not getting what they need yet.
Yeah, whatever happened to that frost beast anyway?
Which one?
We see the frost beast at the end of
The first one.
the Dark World, and he was
Yeah, I wonder what happened to
it was practically still on Earth, like chasing birds or something. I remember in that post-credit scene.
Yeah, that's funny. I wonder what happened to it.
Yeah, and Cull Obsidian was that big guy with the axe in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Okay, Star Wars time.
Who wants to go first?
Jeff.
What?
Jeff?
I like that. I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Yeah, it's kind of comparable to last time too. I think it's gives you guessing, and yeah, it looks like they're planning invasion. But they've got competition. But they're not. The Avengers are still around. Nick, especially Nick, he still wants to do something about it, I think. And he got War Machine there, which I think they might join back again. I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So,
I think I'll give it around the same as the first episode, 7 out of 10. Yeah, I mean there's quite a few reviews. Like for instance, Nick Fury is actually married. Wow, we didn't know that. And married to a Skrull too. So
Yeah, it's unexpected, but yeah.
and also I kind of think that Rhodey is a Skrull. Just like all the fan theories are kind of predicting.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think that's why I'm finding that this show to be quite fun because it makes you want to keep watching just to see, you know, if
What happens next?
if the theories are correct or not.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of things yet to be revealed.
Yeah, that's the point of episodic structure. It makes you question stuff. That's the brilliance of it.
And I think it's also good that they don't release it all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, there isn't anyone to like talk to or like speculate.
We'll do this what we are doing now, right? Discussing.
It's more fun.
If you don't release it at once, then this will be pointless, like having this discussion.
Yeah. Well, that's why this works.
Yeah.
I prefer this too. Yeah. I mean, I find it, yeah, quite intriguing. Like each episode kind of builds on what, like the previous episode had in terms of like the intrigue ratcheting up. And then you're learning more and more. There's more and more of a reveal with each episode. So I think, yeah, I would say this one is a 7 for me because I just find it really interesting.
Yeah.
And it's interesting without necessarily being slow. I think the pace is quite okay for
It's okay for spy show like this.
yeah, it's more of a spy show. It's not meant to be like James Bond type though, but it has more of that Jason Bourne kind of tone to it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or John le Carre type of spy movie. But yeah, I find it quite interesting. So yeah, it's a 7 for me. I really like it. It's very different to the other sort of Marvel shows that we've had. Totally different from, say, She-Hulk or.
Yeah, I think all the Marvel shows are trying to be something different.
Each one is quite unique. Like each.
Yeah, definitely.
What was a comedy, soap opera? Yeah.
Like with each
legal
Avengers series is different. Like WandaVision is very different from Moon Knight and very different from this. Again, I think I like that variety that they almost delve in and out of different, genres.
Yeah. And even that horror one as well, which hardly anyone seems to mention.
Which
Werewolf
one?
by Night.
Huh?
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night.
That's
Even
good,
though that one was just a one-off, not a series as such.
But it's still connected in some way.
Yeah. And I think it'll be interesting if they do another one. I hope every Halloween they do one, Hope
they think that might be the plan.
Because we've got October coming up in a few months, so that would be interesting to do another one.
All right, Bill, what's your score?
Bill, what do you think?
I'll probably give it the same as last week, 7, because as Marcus and John pointed out, the episodic value is very good. Just leaving you kind of guessing, and they not having like everything just there for you in here. But I think I saw episode 1 again because I did fall asleep in that, so I had to watch that one again. And tonight's one was good. A good episode flying on. Then last week I rated it that one 7, and the last one was equally good. So I'll have to rate it a 7 as well.
7.
Seven's all around. So my score, from what you could probably tell, that I did really enjoy this episode after the previous episode. The previous episode I wasn't really too sure with, and this one really just cemented it for me for like, wow, this is definitely intriguing. Like, whoa, it just added so much more like thought and process. You could see the frustration and the hurts and all the feeling that they're trying to emote there. It's like,
and then choose the left. No, choose the one at the bottom. No, the one.
yeah,
choose that one.
overall it was a really solid episode.
But then you try.
And
That's also IGN's rating, 7.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't given my score yet though.
But then you can
Yeah.
drag this one.
Hey Jeff, what's up?
You drag it after.
No, no worries. No,
Yeah,
go-
no,
go
keep
ahead,
going, keep
go
going, keep going, keep going.
Okay, sorry, what was your
Yeah.
score?
What's the
Yep.
score?
Okay, so overall, yeah, I'd give it the solid 7. It was a really solid episode. I do like how
Oh, that's pretty good.
they actually did showcase what happened in Captain Marvel for those who actually didn't watch
Hmm.
the show. So you actually see the backstory there as well.
Yeah.
And this time around, I said, yeah, this one you probably didn't really need to know everything else about the entire series. It's definitely set apart on its own, and it's definitely holding its own weight. The spy genre for this one, the pacing is quite well done. So solid 7.
Hmm. Who else wants to review? Jennifer is in the background.
Okay.
She may have some opinions about this.
No, well, it's an improvement from last week.
Oh, so you like this better?
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, I would give it a 7.
Wow.
I
I
really
give 7.
enjoyed it. I
Wow.
really like the way that Olivia Colman. She always plays very nice characters.
But now she's mean.
But yeah, but she's a nice mean.
Nice mean, nice mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I like the way she
Torture,
tortured
Torture girl.
the guy.
torture girl.
Yeah. So yeah. And also, I mean, the whole story, I was intrigued from the very beginning. I liked it. Yeah, it's much better than last week. Yeah.
7 from Jennifer as well. We're all giving 7.
Yeah, I totally agree with that because the first episode was like you might have to need to know the rest of the Marvel properties.
Hmm.
This one, it seems to be like you actually don't need to know it. You could know it for expanded universe story, but then everything that's in this episode is quite contained.
Yeah. Oh, we got James.
I
Did you sleep?
declined to give any
I
comment.
don't
Oh,
know.
because you were sleeping.
No, it's just not worth it.
Oh, James declined. So I guess overall it's about a 7.
And I drink it. 7.
Yeah. So there's four left, yeah? 4 left.
Yeah, 4 episodes left in this short series.
It's
Before the
not a very
Marvels.
long series. Yeah.
Definitely not, no.
But I
But-
think they pack quite a lot into each episode. So I think
Yeah, it's about 50 minutes, right? 50 something. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends
Longer
per episode. Not every episode is going to be the same length.
Yeah.
There could actually be a shorter episode at some point. I think they did say that one episode might be only about 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes.
What was tonight's length precisely?
50 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So it was actually quite a solid length.
Yeah.
The previous episode as well
Is that-
was only about like 40 something minutes.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Oh. Yeah, true.
Oh yeah. It's
That's
into
fine.
12. Yeah.
You don't have to drag it behind the video.
Oh, 1 and 2.
Which one? This one?
No, it's episode 1 and 2.
Yeah. So the review is actually for 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So they
Oh,
gave
okay.
it 7.
Why did they combine it? That's a bit.
Yeah, because the first reviewers before the episodes for us,
They
the
got 2.
general viewer,
Yeah.
they were able to see 2 episodes a week before the premiere.
Hmm.
I see. We were given 2 episodes, not just.
Oh, yeah, we're behind a little bit. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's 3 already.
No, they managed to see 2
Their preview was
ahead
2.
of everyone.
Yeah. So they saw episodes 1 and 2 together ahead of the premiere.
Yeah.
So the reviews for episodes 1 and 2 were already out 2 weeks ago when the premiere only released last week.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
All right.
I think we're done, huh?
Yep, and that was everything.
Yep.
Yep, but see you next one.
All right. Looking forward to the next one.
Yep. Definitely looking forward to the next one. See how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Next episode, here we come.
You'd stop recording.
Maybe Jennifer will join Zoom next week. No,
To
now
find
that
out.
she's intrigued.
Yeah.
I have Disney
I
Plus.
gotta get
Oh,
learning.
that's a Disney Plus.
I prefer it in person.
All right.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh,
Good night.
see you next time.
See you next time.
See the next one, which is next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, next week.
Oh, good heavens.
Mhm.
In the vineyard. What's that?
I like the background though.
Yeah.
Oh, Yoda. Maybe
What
Yoda.
about? Oh, look.
Oh my
there we
gosh, that's so cute.
It's still Baby Yoda. Marcus, you still haven't stopped recording.
Huh?
Oh, you mean here?
You're still recording.